Hi, this is Beth Siebert. I'm documenting my humble odyssey into becoming an artist, and trust me, it is a very humble odyssey. Um, I am now at the bottom of my paints. I mean, really, I'm at a flow trail. I have painted and painted and painted and painted. I explained in an earlier video, you're looking at this ugly tablecloth because it's recycled. And acrylic is plastic, and so any of the paint that comes out on this plastic tablecloth that I bought from Goodwill for $1, you can peel off and make into skins and make jewelry and all kinds of stuff. So we don't waste, even though it looks like sometimes I waste, we really don't here. We like to save our skins, if at all possible. Now, I've been on this same pizza box and in these same skins for a while now. I try to get my sides covered. And so they get pretty muddy. And at that point, when they're muddy, you can't really do anything because it's just brown. So let me see if I can pour some of this out. See if I can get the sides bronze. You know what? I need to do that after this. I don't know why I always go for that. So anyways, we're going to start here. And we're going to do 2 cups. 2 flip cups, right? We're doing this for my dear friend, Fran, and her daughter, Kayla, who have just started into fluid art. And their husband, Tony, who did a wonderful swipe. Hands up to Tony. Now, my real only concern about this is I can't get the red and green together. So I have to be really, really, really careful about that. But red and yellow go together. We know that, right? And then on top of that yellow, we can put some, so let's see, some green and blue. We'll do green and blue, because that'll do. Green and blue is okay. Then we're going to kind of cover the top with gold, because you know everything's better with gold. And this is that 24 karat Deco Art gold that I love so much. I asked them for a sponsorship. Hopefully they'll give it to me. Here is some teal that I have. Hopefully I'll be able to get it out here. Up. That's not my button. That's the end of the bottle. Okay, and then we're going to move right on into magenta. And the squeeze bottles make this much easier. We're going to put some and I don't like to let the copper take over the whole. This is copper. And copper it'll take over your entire painting. Listen, burgundy. And I hate watching people pour because I pour and I'm like, you know, move on with it and show me what you did. And, you know, come on, let's go, you know. But the thing about it is that, and I'm going to put this last bit of green on that blue. Okay, and see my bottle's stuck, and once your bottle's stuck, you don't squeeze too hard because your bottle can actually explode on you and then really wreck your thing. So I'm going to go back in here with some blue and some yellow. You guys can't see it. It's either you see it or I see it. One or the other, because I don't want to get in frame. Okay, here's some more yellow. Now this is green gold, and this was kind of hard to find. I had to go on Amazon to find it. I don't know why it's not being carried in the stores anymore, but it's not. So that's kind of a pain. Now green gold is wonderful, but let's stick some gold on top of that, right? Because we don't want green to go near red, because green and red make what color? Yes, that's right. Green and red make brown, and we don't want brown. Okay, so we'll do some more of that. That's the dioxazine purple that we are so fond of. And then we're going to put some blue in here. I always like to go back to my complementary colors. Now see, if you aim from up here, that goes all the way to the bottom. Like that, just nailed everything in that cup. So the higher you pour from, the deeper it goes. So just to let you know, if you want it to lay on top all nice and pretty, you don't want your colors to mix, that's fine too. I don't disagree. I just believe that, you know. Now I know red, blue, and yellow go together well. They do. And you know, I don't have a sponsor because I'm gonna have to. Hold on a second. See, I just wiped my stick off. And I'm gonna go back in here and dig. See how much more paint you get out of that cup? Get a lot more paint if you go in there and you dig after it. It's worth it. Okay, now you see this right here, these spots that are on here? I don't care. My whole point is to put, you know, paint on the canvas, so I'm cool with that being there. Okay, some gold. Do we have any more gold? Give me my stick. Do we have any more gold? Come on, give me some gold. All right, gold. Now underneath here is a very thin layer of this copper. The copper that I'm not so wild about. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the flash pink. I apologize. This has been flash pink all along. It's not copper. I put some white in for good measure. Maybe I won't put some white in for good measure. The nozzle's stuck. Let's see if I can get white in this way. You know, you just want to try and utilize all your paints as much as you can into that wonderful cup. There we go. We got some white now. And we got a clump of white on the canvas. Terrific. And we are getting to the bottom of the paint over here. Let's get some burgundy in there. Some burgundy in here. I reuse everything. I mean, I reuse my sticks, I reuse my cups, I reuse everything. I know that they're disposable to some people, but not to me that's on a budget. I like to spend my money on paint. Now, you will not be able to get the same paints as I have. And so if you try and recreate this, number one, I don't think a fluid painting ever comes out the same twice. And number two, I mix my own colors, which is something I don't, you know, normally share with people, but I'm sharing with you because I don't want you to get frustrated. And it can be a very frustrating process when you're trying to create what somebody else did and you don't have the same stuff. I'm using different colors in here, and I'm adding things to this paint to make it brighter. So I know that that's disappointing to some people to hear, but you'll get there too, trust me. When I started out 3 years ago, I wouldn't have known to put any of this stuff in here. I just learned as I went. And you know, there's other people like my friend Priscilla Betzel who will actually tell you everything. I'm not going to do that. This is more of an entertainment, educational video. So I will save that for another day for you guys to learn. You can look at Priscilla's work. I mean, there's a lot of people doing a lot of good work in the fluid art community. Fluid art is based on fluid mechanics. Actually predates Picasso. Picasso stole the fluid art guy's thunder. Now, almost 100 years later, that's the end of this too, but not really ever, because these bottles you end up refilling, so you end up using it. You know, has really, it's hung around. I mean, fluid art is still here. Nobody got rid of it. And that's the beautiful part about fluid art, is that it probably will still be here 100 years from now. What you're doing, you know, may seem like people will be like, oh, it's just paint pouring, or it's not that important, or whatever. And see, my cups are totally off, because I've got way more paint. I got about even, actually. They'll be like, oh, none of that's important, and it's not real art. Well, you know, I bet you in 100 years people acknowledge it as real art, and that it's kind of going mainstream right now. I really just like to get every drop, man. Every drop out of here. Especially when you mix your own paints, because I know what's in here, and the stuff I'm using is not cheap. So, you should go with me paint shopping sometime. That's an adventure in of itself. Okay, so here's some more purple. Here's my stick. I'm gonna drag some more of that out. And I've got some really good cells I can already see popping up. Now the idea thing, if you weren't making a video, because we're making a video, the idea thing to do in this situation is to get up and go, you know, pour these cups and let them sit for about an hour. Because the paints will naturally sell up in the cup. And that's a beautiful thing when that happens. You really want that to happen, so you kind of, some more blue, and we're gonna have way too much paint on this canvas, and the blue is dead. Just let my family know I'm out of the fluid art. Okay, and so I'm gonna go purple. Well, let me put a little black in here. A little black. Okay, a little. Black can take over the cup very quickly. And some magenta, love magenta, National Women's Day. I'm gonna be a woman today. I'm a woman every day, actually. So, I just don't femme it up. I'm not, you know, glam girl. Okay, so, we are almost to the bottom. We definitely need to do the sides. That's something that is not acceptable, to go around without your sides done. I mean, it's just really, it's beyond bad form. I mean, it's in really bad taste not to have your sides done. I mean, my friend Fran, first time she ever poured, the girl was doing her sides. I mean, she knew. And it was amazing to me, because I had never seen anybody, I didn't even know to do my sides. And I don't tape my backs. And they're, you know, I taught them the proper way though. I mean, I went and when I did it with them, I actually showed them like how to do it right. Back when I started, like, there was nobody really showing you. It was kind of like, you had a bunch of people making videos with music to it. I'm letting the cup settle a little bit as I'm talking to you. And then you would just kind of have to, you know, do it on your own. I mean, that was like really what it was like in the beginning. I mean, that's, or you'd have somebody speaking to you from Holland about it. And, you know, if you get past understanding them with their accent, which was not hard. I mean, it really very lovely people in Holland. You would definitely learn something. And so I still have friends. I know one person. I know a couple people that are over in Europe. A lot of my Aussie friends are busy doing fluid art. We love you, and we know you have no Floetrol. that needs to be rectified in the world. That's wrong. But you guys are making beautiful art with PVA. I mean, some astonishing stuff that I could not even imagine doing with Elmer's glue. You guys are doing it, so bravo. So anyways, even if I wasn't a fluid artist, I wouldn't be on camera because artists are kind of wild people. So back here, I got my glass of wine, I got my hair in a ponytail, I got my reading glasses on, my cheaters so I can see my canvas. Up before I tip it over, because that could happen. Anything can happen in these videos. You know, and my friends will tell you, I never have any wine. So this is like, for me to have wine is an extraordinary day. But I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning working. And I still have another painting to do before I go to bed, besides this one. I may not get to it, I may get to it. The idea is that I get to it. But, you know, will I? I don't know, not for certain. I need to see how this turns out, because if this turns out really bad, then maybe not. I did a 40-minute video in which I had to do like 5 swipes to get it right. The painting turned out beautiful, no complaints there, but it took a while to get it, you know, get it to the point it was beautiful. So anyways, my sides are definitely done. Okay, so now my cups are coming back on. Now watch this. I know it's gonna make you nervous. 1, 2, 3. See? It's that simple. 1, 2, 3. See? People always worry about doing that, and I don't know why, but they do. They worry. And I'm like, it's okay. You can actually go and pull them, and they'll be fine. And so I usually like to let them flow down now. It takes a minute for all that paint to get down there. You know, it's not a quick process. And so, this is my, I'm going to do the size with dioxazine. I'm actually going to be showing paintings in April at a church. I have a soul exhibit there, and I'm going to be selling some, which is really super exciting. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And then I am actually in a show now. Well, I'm in an exhibit. I'm exhibiting in public places. I don't know, think that that's a show. And then I have another opportunity coming up, another agreement already made for the month of May that I'm going to show my art. And so, so that's going to be coming up. So I'm super psyched about that. And then, and that book's out until August. And then I'm looking to start booking into August. So I'll start working on leads next week to make certain that my art has a home. Because, you know, art's sitting in my home. I'm 300 pieces. It's ridiculous. I've got art like plastered all against that wall. Okay, so when you do this, the major thing is not to freak out. I like to tilt it a little, give it a little bit of a head start. Well, first I like to tap it and make certain that I hear like a little. Yeah, see, I'm not hearing a whole lot of echo down up there, but I like to hear that. So what I do is I go like, I just watch. And I just let it drip down. And I try and get this stuff on the corners and up here on the sides. Anything that's left is going up on the sides for me. Now you're probably wondering why that one isn't slipping off down there. Well, that one isn't slipping off down there where it's at, because that one actually, see if I can get some to come out around here. That one actually is pretty well set where it's at. It's a pretty stable area. I mean, it's suctioned basically to the board. Okay, I've got great cells here. I mean, these are really phenomenal cells, but we don't have to tip all that way, right? We can torch. And we should have torched before we tipped anyways. That was my mistake. My bad, guys. Get these air bubbles out. Say goodbye to your air bubbles, right? Really some lovely things going on in here. Some things to be proud of. Write home about. Okay. Ugh, my gosh, my torches are going wild. So now this is where you run into the problem of, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to turn it, which is, ooh, gosh, that's challenging. Okay, so you see, we turned it and do the exact same thing that I did here. I wish I hadn't dumped. I dumped a lot off on the side. I didn't mean to. Sorry. And this is going to run right into here. Okay, so we've got two separate patterns on the same cup. And on my hand. Pretty much so my hand is covered. Okay, now I have to torch, but I want to kind of get some of this paint off my hand. And you see how gray and muddy it's getting? That's not a good sign. When you've got mud, that's when you got to stop. Okay, so we have two opposing designs, right, coming at each other. And my idea would be to bridge that gap. I would normally do it with paint, but since I'm covered in paint, we're going to go with what I have. Because I'm out of flow trail. So if this does not work, I can't believe I just sang on the video. It's like, oh, for shame. Okay, so let me torch. I'm really covered in paint. And let me see if I can save some of this. See, some of this is like salvageable. So to my dear friend Kayla and Fran, yeah, that would have made a nice skin, but I need it, so I'm sorry. And so I just pick it back up out of the pan with my knife, and I just put it right back in here. Now I'm gonna tip it off. It's gonna be tipped off anyways. I mean, it's not hanging out. So, I mean, it's not gonna be there for long, but where I need paint to go, I push. So we've got a little bit more we need to get up here. See if I can get some over here. So I've got some places to push. Because basically fluid travels over fluid easier. So that's the whole concept of fluid art. Okay, so let me torch this side. We should have plenty of paint for this one. Unless I already torched it. And I just forgot. Which could be because I'm drinking wine. I swear to you, my friends, never know. I mean, they would tell you I never drink. So basically, artists are back here not showing themselves because, you know, they're with their wine and they're whatever and listening to music normally. I mean, normally I'm blasting the stereo when this is going on. My neighbor is like so patient. I'm like, oh, I didn't bother you. She's like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm an artist. I'm like waiting for her to come over and say something. But she hasn't. She's been really nice about it. I mean, no complaints. Nobody's complained. So I'm very fortunate. I mean, you can't really cry about stuff that's not broken. I mean, someone that's nice enough to deal with you and your art, you know, no, get out of there, darn it. Okay, that's a problem. Not really, but I'm unhappy with it. But anyways, so get out of there. Go, move. Get out of my, oof, oof, oof. Unhappy with that. Okay, so now we need to kind of seesaw back and forth and expand, but we need to tip so things get kind of sort of covered. We got lots and lots of paint on here. We're not going to go, nobody's going without paint on this canvas, but we also need to make certain that we maintain the pattern. And see right here, we missed that side. So we don't want to tip too fast. Tipping slow is like your best, and really kind of helping things move is your best defense to saving stuff that you really like on your canvas. So like I just help stuff along with my finger. And finger painting counts. There was this girl in Brooklyn, ran out of paint, had to go to finger painting. Ended up making $1 million last year. Seriously. So finger painting counts. I was impressed. I was like, nobody's gonna, buy my paintings for $1 million with finger paint on it. It's just not gonna happen for me. If I finger paint it, but she did it. Everybody loved her work. I think that the beauty of an artist comes out on their canvas. I think that's what happens with artists, is that, they're beautiful people. They have a lot to share. Look at the cells. This is an incredible pour. But I had to do something different. I had to do 2 flip cups. And I basically threw everything in but the kitchen sink. Now, I'm going to challenge my dear friend Kayla and Francita to share a video on their experience doing fluid art. They're just starting out. I've been doing it for years, so we're gonna all applaud them and give them all a break and not say anything. It doesn't come out perfect, but trust me, Kayla and Fran are the type, they'll do it 45 times till they get it right. They just are. And Tony will get it right just because he's so relaxed. I mean, really, the entire family will do beautiful. But I really like this piece. I think this may be one of my favorite. And this is a flip cup. Now, for those of you at home that are going to get into this, buy the heat gun. I don't want anybody touching a torch on my behalf. Do not write me and tell me you burned yourself. Because my advice, I have been in this for so long, I ended up with a torch because that's all we had back in the day. But for those that are new, you have the availability of a heat gun that does not require butane. And see, this is the difference. Look at these cells. You get a lot of cells. You get really nice colors. It's because I let the cup sit. You gotta let the cup sit. I'm telling you, you gotta let the cup sit. You gotta relax. Gotta go have a cup of coffee. Come back, and then pour. I mean, that's really. It's more about the mix and what you're mixing and what you're putting in your cups. And how you put your colors together. Like, you don't want to ever put, red and green together because you're going to end up with brown. You don't want to end up with mud, You want to end up with pretty colors like this. But this is my second pour tonight. And my first pour was a disaster. This one turned out a heck of a lot better. I love it a lot more. It's going to be an exciting piece to hang anywhere. So I know I can sell this one. I may glaze out this one with resin. I mean, it's so pretty the way it is. And I haven't even cracked my bottle of resin yet. So I just wanted to tell everybody that this is my entry into, I have big shows coming up. I have to put a lot of pieces in different places. I'm gonna have to divide up my regular art with my fluid art, and I do oils, acrylics, and fluid art, so there's gonna be one of everything everywhere, or at least. And you know, like one show I'm doing, it's a mandatory 15-piece requirement, so I don't want to come up short. And so I know with fluid art, it's relatively new here. They want me to teach a class in it. They don't know much about it, so I wanted to kind of share it with you guys, so you guys get to see it on YouTube first. You know, my friend Priscilla Batzel is much better at this. She gets those videos done in 20 minutes. She is on task. For my 13 subscribers on YouTube, thank you. You guys are my heroes for sticking with me. I'm probably the most boring fluid artist in the whole wide world. If you have friends, please encourage them and share this with them and ask them to like me and to share my videos. I don't monetize, but maybe someday I will. I eventually will be on Etsy, and I will have an Instagram account where I can sell these things directly to you, but I'm not there quite yet. I've just started my business, so with 300 paintings in my house. So given that you know that, stick with my YouTube channel and you'll get first pick of everything. You'll be able to say, I want that, I'll bid on this, or, you know, I'll give you this much for that. And, you know, if you don't want to bid on it, it's no big deal. I have other people that are interested. So I want to thank you. I want to made this especially for my dear friends, the Chenaults. I am covered in paint, which that's not abnormal. They're used to seeing that. And my leg is injured. And I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much, and have a good night. Let me see.